How did you deal with a called-off wedding with all wedding preparations in place? I wasted 2 years of my life with a man who kept changing his mind about getting married. Loving someone who is unable to love really hurts. When all the preparations were done and it was ready to go, I knew I couldn't go through with it. We called it off 6 days out and ended our relationship from there. Calling off a wedding is nothing like what you see in movies like Wedding Planner or Runaway Bride. Calling a wedding off, at least in my experience, is extremely painful and embarrassing. It is almost like the shock you feel when a loved one dies unexpectedly. Unlike a divorce where people find out gradually, everyone has to know all at once when a wedding is called off. That was the worst part of calling it off. At the time when I made the decision, I wasn't sure how I was going to get through this and unsure if I made the right decision. I cried nonstop, had severe anxiety, and trouble sleeping. I had little to no faith in myself that I could move on with my life after that experience. A few nights after the wedding was called off, I was awake late at night with tears rolling down my face. Being religious, I said to myself, "Father, I feel so unlovable right now, I just need to know if you love me." I cried myself to sleep and had a dream. I saw myself on the street outside the home where I was living at before the wedding. Across the street I saw my wedding dress hanging out on a tree. Being outside, I noticed it was overcast like it was about to rain. Not wanting to leave the dress out there, I then proceeded to walk over and take the dress down from the tree and walked back into the house with it. Then I woke up. I never had a vivid dream like this, so I felt that this was a personal message from my father. That he knew my situation and that he was there for me. That experience gave me enough strength to move forward. I decided to get help with therapy and medication to address the anxiety and sleep issues. I also took some time for myself to visit friends in California and lay by the beach. Seeing the ocean was very healing. Over time, the pain of breaking up and calling off a wedding got better, and I kept reminding myself every day that I was lovable and had a lot to offer. I don't fault others who couldn't go through with calling off their weddings like they should have, because it is that hard, frightening, and painful to do. Not everyone can do it. But if you're on the fence and reading this, know that it's never too late to call off a wedding, and the sooner you realize it, call it off. Eventually I met my husband. When I met him, I didn't know he was the man I would marry, but I knew from the moment he met me that he loved me. He didn't care that I was engaged before. We've been married 6 years and have 2 beautiful children together. Read the blog too, where I have posted photograph of my 2 adorable daughters. The link to the blog is in the description. Do subscribe to our channel, which will help us to inform you as and when we upload a new video.